Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Good afternoon to everyone. Okay.
Good afternoon, Tuan.
Yeah, good afternoon to Mr. Okay. Welcome and thank you, Mr. Nariza, for being with me to the webinar together.
Thank you for the opportunity, Tuan.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here. Okay. So today we try to do it in English. So I have to practice my English. Maybe you can introduce yourself, your experience. They'd like to know more
Sure.
about you.
Ken, thank you so much, Tuan Suleiman, for this opportunity.
Yeah.
To the audience, a good afternoon to you all. My name is Naresh. I was born and brought up in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I came to Singapore to pursue my career over here. And just like you, I also work and we earn salary. And then as we earn salary, we understand that we need to find a way to get more protection in terms of how we want to save our hard-earned wealth, whether it be in the form of cash or other assets. So as I was searching that, I was in that journey, I came across this company known as Public Gold, and I was a bit skeptical, to be honest, Tuan. So I was a bit skeptical when I first found Public Gold, and then I was like, are they really true or not? Are they scamming people? Because there are so many companies out there who talk about gold savings program. So I decided to just give a try on a small scale. So I tested small, and then I bought my gold bar over here. I hope whether you can see it. Let me just cover my face. If you can see, this is a 10 gram 10 gram gold bar by Post Malaysia. Then I realized if Post Malaysia is willing to have or is willing to collaborate with Public Gold, then probably it can reduce the uncertainty a little bit. So, but then you don't know unless you tested the system yourself, right? So that's when I started the system. I tested it, and then I realized that my savings is protected. Whenever I save in the form of gold, I believe that my wealth is growing even more actually. So that's when I decided to work together with people such as yourself, Tuan Suleiman, and also to educate more people, to create awareness so that more people can also take advantage of this. Because it's not only a certain group of people can do this particular savings program actually. This is a method where everybody can do. So yeah, that's how I get this ball rolling, and the journey has been very good so far, and I'm enjoying sharing this knowledge to a lot of people out there. And that's why I look at the opportunity that Tuan Suleiman has given me. I take it as another opportunity where I can meet you all. And again, thank you so much, Tuan Suleiman, for this opportunity.
Yeah, no problem, sure. Okay, getting back to our topic, how Public Gold help me save money.
Yes.
Okay, maybe shall I introduce myself?
Sure, please, Tuan.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Muhammad Suleiman. Okay, my friend used to call me Haji, Haji.
Haji, right.
Okay. And I'm in my early 60s.
Okay. Still young, Tuan.
Still young, I'm from Woodland, Singapore, and I'm the authorized dealer, authorized master dealer at Public Gold. And in fact, I joined Public Gold in 2012. 2012. I think almost 8 years experience in gold saving and investment.
Right.
So I've been doing, in fact, every week, every Saturday, 2 p.m. Webinar. Formerly, I'm doing a physical seminar.
Right.
And now, because of pandemic COVID-19, we have to do it all online.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So that is my introduction.
Okay.
So maybe
short and sweet.
Okay, maybe you can continue. Okay. How Public Gold help you save money? Okay.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Tuan Suleiman. So typically, as we grow up, when we were young, we were told that our parents typically they are the one who shape our knowledge, especially when it comes to savings. And typically what happens is that we were told since young that we can save the money provided that there is balance after we make expenses. That is the typical advice that we get. But then the thing is that's what I did also. I whatever money that I get from my parents or whatever money that I earn through my salary, I will make all these expenses. And then when I look back, I realized that my savings is not much actually. In fact, it's close to little. It's very little. So I started asking myself, what happened? Okay, what happened? And then why am I having this problem? And that's when I realized that actually the way we think is not ideal. So, and that's where I started searching for more information. And that's where I came across the books that Tuan Suleiman has shared a couple of times, Wang Emas by Tuan Zul. Yeah, I read the Misi Bebas Hutang also by Tuan Zul. And that's when I realized that actually the way we think about money is not ideal. So typically what we should do, okay, what we should do here is that once we earn our salary, we should set aside some portion for savings, and then we use the remaining for our expenses. So this is where the first problem that I'm going to talk about today, or the how public goal helped me to save, is actually by me identifying the two problems, which I'm going to share later in the presentation, and how public goal helped me to solve these two problems. So the first problem is basically how the value of our money is reducing over time. So this is the first problem that all of us actually facing, whereby if we look across the time zone, okay, so here I use the Ringgit Malaysia as an example, where in the year 2000, let's say if I were to, let's say if you can, we can travel back to time. We can travel back time, we can go back to the year 2000, and let's say if we have 100 ringgit in our pocket, and then we go to the nearest supermarket, let's say Giant, for example. We go to Giant, and then we use that 100 ringgit to buy grocery items, like our Milo, like our Nescafe, all these items. And most probably with that 100 ringgit, we can get a decent number of items, right? But then as we fast forward 10 years later, let's say we take the same time machine, maybe like the one that Doraemon used whenever he goes travel to other time zone. We go back to the time zone, and then we go to 2010, and then from the same pocket we have a 100 ringgit. So with that 100 ringgit, let's say if we go to the same Giant and make our purchase, suddenly we realize that the number of items is not that much anymore. And then, okay, then we decided, then after we look, we got shocked, then okay, how about 10 years later? Okay, then we go to 2020, which is today, or maybe today, for example, with the same amount of money. And let's say if you go to a Giant, you'll be even more surprised that the number of items that we obtain is going to be even lesser, right? So this is something that all of us experience, but unfortunately, no one actually addressed this issue. Maybe Tuan Suleiman can also share from your point of view, since you've been doing this for some time, maybe something that you want to share with us, Tuan Suleiman?
Yes, sure. I just realized, I just come to realize last year, I used to go wet market, to do my marketing, buy fish, chicken, vegetable. I'm the one who always go to the market. So last year, when I spent $50, I can get a lot of things like the chicken I can buy. But today, if I bring $50, the same stuff that I bought last year, it cannot. I can get. I have to add. Not enough. I have to add another $10 or maybe $20.
Wow.
The same stuff that I bought last year.
That means when you add $10, that means you have to add 20% more, because it used to be $50. Now you have to add $10, so you have to pay 20% more. Wow.
Correct. In fact, before that, I used to do my hair cutting in JB,
Okay.
It's cheaper, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
When it comes to COVID-19, then I have to cut my hair in Singapore. So last time the price was $10.
Okay.
But nowadays already $12.
Wow. Again, it's 20% increment.
Correct.
Wow. I mean, so we can see this happening in our daily life. But then the funny thing is that no one talks about how to solve this problem, right, Tuan Haji?
Yes. Yes.
Even in school also, I'm not sure how in Singapore, but even back in Malaysia, when I from the school that I was learning all this knowledge, no one actually taught me on how to protect our money against inflation, or how to they all talk about this. They talk about, oh, last time when I want to pump petrol to my car, I used to pay this much, but then now I pay this much. So they realize this problem, but then when it comes to how to solve it, no one talks about it. I find it funny, Tuan Haji.
That is why it's very important. That's why we are sharing how gold can save our money.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at least the value of the money that
Exactly.
whatever we can bought today with gold for the next 5 years or 10 years, with the same gold, we can purchase the same item.
Exactly. That is the idea, and that is the efforts that we are trying to put forward through these webinars today. Yes. And so here also the reason there is a $50 there for $50 there is also to again illustrate the same problem is also faced not only in Malaysia. It's actually happening everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's happening everywhere. So here is where I want to kind of show to the audience and on the purchasing power of the US dollar. So here you must be wondering, but Naresh, I'm living in Malaysia or I'm living in Singapore. Why are we talking about US dollar? Because typically the pattern that we see in US dollar will be reflected to all the currencies sooner or later. So simply because that the reserve currency of most countries in the world is actually backed by US dollar. So if the US dollar itself is getting weaker and weaker, as we can see from the graph over here, we can see from the early of the year 1920 up to 2020, the white line, which is the graph indicating the strength of US dollar, is going down and down, which means that it's getting weaker and weaker. So like I said earlier, the inflation problem that we see is not only unique in local such as Malaysia or Singapore, but it's happening throughout the world. So this slide over here basically tells us that part of the story as well. Anything you want to add on?
I think this one is related to the first one that we have discussed.
Correct.
Right? That means the value of our money is getting lower and lower.
Correct one. Yeah. So as I was looking for these ways on how to protect the value of money, so there are few ways on how we can do so. So one of the way is putting our money into savings account, or we can put it into fixed deposit, as you can see in the second box, or we can try to put them into a different asset class, such as real estate or stock market, and or in the form of precious metals. So precious metals, which includes gold and silver. So here, since now we have more than one options over here, now naturally we want to know what are the pro and con. We want to know what are the benefits and also the disadvantage of using these particular tools. So that's so in this table basically I have summarized some of the key benefits and also challenges. So if you look at the first column, which is the savings account, so if you look at the benefits, basically is the easiest thing to do. Even as we grow since young, when we were taught to save in the piggy bank, right? So whenever we save our money in the piggy bank, naturally our parents will say, "Hey, Naresh, let's take this piggy bank to the bank, to the nearest bank, CIMB bank, and put it into the bank account, which is a savings account." So that is naturally the easiest way to do. And usually the starting capital to start also is very limited, is very little, because it's not that challenging. However, when it comes to the contraindication, right, what is the disadvantage of this savings account is basically the very low interest rate, right? So the bank is very happy to take our money and keep for us, but they give us in return a very low interest rate. So this is where we started to look for other ways, and then that includes fixed deposit, which is also another form of savings. But here is that the rate is much better. Okay, the rate typically for fixed deposit is much better. However, you need a bigger starting amount. So I think in Malaysia you need at least 5,000 or even 10,000 in order to initiate this fixed deposit. How about in Singapore, Tuan Suleiman? Any idea?
Maybe around that
should be around that range, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think so they will give us $100 fixed deposit to
Yeah.
begin. Yeah, definitely no. All right.
Definitely not. Yeah.
So and then another challenge with fixed deposit is that as the name implies, you have to put the money there for a long period of time. Okay, it could be 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. So which means that it's not easily liquidated. You cannot simply withdraw whenever you want to. But then if you choose to do so, there is a penalty to it. So here you work hard, you save money, but then when you want to withdraw money, suddenly you're being penalized, which is a funny thing basically. So this is something that nobody wants to do also, right? I mean, who wants to pay penalty just for withdrawing your own money? That's crazy. So that's where we are looking into other asset where we can grow our money, and that's include real estate, stock market, and also precious metal. So for real estate, we know that real estate is actually a very lucrative asset. There are so many investors out there. For example, like Robert Kiyosaki, right? So he is a property investor. He talks about property investment in his famous book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So people like you and me, definitely we also want to join the game, right? We also want to play the real estate game, but then only to know that the real estate game is also not that easy to do, simply because yes, the value will increase over time when you buy a property for a particular amount, and then if you keep it for long term, if you rent out that property for investment, right? If you rent out the property, you get some form of passive income, and also if you keep it for certain a number of years, the value will appreciate. But the disadvantage or the challenge with this property game is that you need a high capital. So you need about 10%, 20% down payment, and it's not little. It's not 100 ringgit. It's not 100 ringgit or $100 easily. It's actually more than 10K, more than 20K. We have to fork out our own cash, right, Tuan?
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct,
yes.
correct.
So again, if you want to play this real estate game, it's not as feasible as we think it is. So that is the challenge with real estate. So next, when we look into stock market, so stock market is also another, it actually became even famous during the COVID time because everybody suddenly became a stock market expert. Everybody talks about some favorite stock, and then they say you buy this stock, you can retire young or something like that. But then yes, stock market also can be a good place to grow your money. It can also give you dividend. Let's say if you buy good businesses, and this business, they make money year after year. So naturally what happened, the company would give the money to the investor in the form of dividend. So which is a good thing, right? So but the challenge here is how to find this good company. So there are thousands of company in the stock market. So I think in Singapore alone there are about 3,000 stock market shares that we can choose from. So from these 3,000 shares, which one is the good one? We don't know. You need to do a lot of reading. You need to do a lot of analyzing. You have to understand the cash flow. You have to understand the business. So it's actually very tricky. So people like me, I'm not from a finance background. So non-finance background people like me, I think I find it even, it's a headache. It's a headache where I need to find more information and read about this, read about that. And then if you don't understand, again, it gives you another it makes you think that why are you doing this? So it's very troublesome, right? So like Tuan, do you have any experience with stock market before?
Yes, share.
Okay.
But I see the dividend is not lucrative.
Yes.
So at last I sell back.
So yeah, actually me also.
Maybe I select the wrong company.
Probably, yeah.
It's right to say. To find a good company is a headache.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I'm also in the process of learning this method. So again, it's not a simple thing to do. There's a lot of analyzing to do. So I mean, for people like me who are like we are working, where we spend a lot of our time working, finding ways on how we can earn our income. Definitely, we have no time to do all this analysis. So that's where we need to find a particular method that we don't have to do all this analysis. So that's where the last but not least the asset class that I would like to introduce to you is the precious metal. So precious metal, as we know, such as gold and silver, not only gold and silver, there are a few more other actually, but the famous ones are gold and silver. And these metals, we know that the value will increase over time, because when I say the word gold to you, right, it's not something new to you. Okay, I'm sure for the audience out there who is joining this video for the first time, even if I say the word gold to you, right, I'm sure it's not that you are hearing the word gold for the first time. You have heard the word gold before. So when I tell you that the gold price will increase over the long term, definitely you can relate and you can understand better, you can appreciate also. That's one thing. Secondly, gold and silver was once upon a time the original form of money. So even today, some people they are interested to perform transaction using gold, because they understand how the benefit of gold, they understand the value of gold is going to go up in the long period of time. So it can be, so these are some of the benefits when we use a precious metal as a form to protect our money. But then just because these are the benefits, we cannot say that the gold has no disadvantage. Gold also, or precious metal also, has their own challenges, and the challenges include gold and silver, they do not yield dividend, right? So I think this is where I think a lot of people out there, when I talk to them about gold, they are quite skeptical because of this, because they I think a couple of years back, there are so many schemes out there, there are so many platforms or so many companies where they provide gold investment opportunity and they promise dividend, right? They promise dividend, and people, they, of course, when you promise them dividend, people get excited. So people get excited, and then they put all their money in that particular company, and only to know that this company is not fundamentally solid, like what we see in public gold. So Tuan, maybe you have heard such companies before where they provide some fixed dividend or something like that?
Normally, if scam, yes, you will
Yes.
get dividend monthly or yearly or 6 monthly.
So
Normally, gold has got no dividend.
exactly. So people who know, people who have the knowledge, right? So people who take the effort to read more information about gold and silver savings, they understand that this precious metal by nature do not yield dividend. So therefore, if they come across any platforms or any plans where people promise guaranteed dividend, then they should take a step back and ask how the dividend is being derived. So most often people, they don't ask this very basic question. So that's how they fall victim to such scams like what Tuan mentioned just now.
Yeah.
And so another challenge is definitely, so for my Muslim audience, definitely they are also concerned whether if the gold savings program is Sharia compliant or not. So this is where something that I would say that public gold has taken their effort and they have taken the time to ensure that the program which they have is 100% compliant by based on Sharia regulations. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, these are the things. These are some of the benefits and challenges based on the assets that we can choose to protect our money.
Yeah. Actually, gold has been money since 5,000 years ago during the Roman Empire.
Wow.
So then, if you look back at the story, even our Muslim, during the Prophet Muhammad, they're using a dinar and dirham, that is gold and silver, as a medium exchange. They're using that as money. Yeah.
Right. Keep on printing money lah. I mean, problem is solved, right? Just keep printing money and use the money for your expenses. I wish the answer is as easy as that, because what happened is that as we print more money, the value of the money is actually becoming even less and less valuable. So as you can see in the picture over here, the picture on the left is basically shows a roll of tissue. Okay, the roll of tissue that we use normally, right? So this roll of tissue in Venezuela, can you guess the price of this roll of tissue? It's 2.6 million bolivar, right? So if I have $2.6 million, Pan Suleiman, I think yeah, very rich, exactly.
Filthy rich.
Filthy rich, exactly. So crazy rich Asians, they call it, right? So so if you look at the picture on the right side, where is a picture of a whole chicken, and this whole chicken is 14.6 million bolivar. So that's how crazy how crazily low the value of the money is there, and how much they need to pay in order to get this item. So this is something that we do not want to happen, especially in our hard-earned money, because earning money is very difficult. Correct or not, Tuan?
Yes, correct.
Correct.
Exactly.
Earning money is very difficult, and but then when we understand this concept where the inflation is eating away. So, for example, if you look at the newspaper, it's actually a news cutting from Reuters. Reuters is one of the reputable news source. So based on the Reuters, they are saying that the Venezuela inflation accelerate to 65.7%, which means that the money that they earn is actually becoming even less valuable by 65.7%. So, I mean, whenever you work in a company also, right, I don't think so the company give you increment 65.7%, correct or not, Tuan?
Yes.
Company don't give you increment 65.7%, but then the money that you earn is losing value 65.7%. How crazy is that, ladies and gentlemen? So,
in fact, Mr. Naresh,
yes,
hyperinflation also happened in Zimbabwe.
in Zimbabwe, exactly.
And also after during the First World War.
Right.
That is during Germany.
Okay.
It happened in Germany also.
Right.
So,
okay.
So if you are using money, or you keep on printing money,
right?
You think nothing will happen. Actually, this is the problem. If you are printing more money, it will become hyperinflation.
Exactly. That is precisely, you're right, Tuan Suleiman. Yeah. So this is where we need to, so whether we like it or not, we need to understand that these things are happening. Because some people are thinking that we are just creating some fear among people. We are not creating fear. This is really happening. And this, if you look at this news, at the news date, is actually 2020, which is just a couple of months ago. And here is where I want to introduce to you on how we can solve this problem by using gold. So if you look at the example earlier that I mentioned on how we can go back in time in the year 2000 and how we can buy using the gold. If you use 1 gram of gold as an example, where I extrapolated the gold price from the goldprice.org website, where we can see that 1 gram of gold is about 34 ringgit, and I think in Sing dollar equivalent would be about $20. And then if we go on until today, 1 gram of gold today is 264 ringgit, which is equivalent to $88. So if we were to have this amount of money, most probably we are able to get a decent amount of grocery across all this time point. So this is the idea that we want to bring forward to the audience today.
Yes.
And yeah, so this is the first problem and how we can solve the first problem in terms of how the value of money is losing. So the next problem, I think, is the anything you want to add here, Tuan?
Yeah. I mean, by converting our money, our cash into gold, at least it helps us to protect the value of money. Okay,
correct.
That's what I said earlier on. Whatever you can buy the same stuff 10 years before, you still can buy the same stuff today.
If we use gold as our currency.
If you exchange your cash into gold.
Exactly.
Maybe I have to bring one. During the Prophet Muhammad time, the value of one gold is 1 dinar.
Okay.
That's why you look at my picture there. I put a 1 dinar there.
Okay.
That 1 dinar you can buy one sheep or goat during Prophet Muhammad. But today, if you have 1 dinar, you can still buy 1 dinar with 1 goat.
Interesting.
That means gold has got a store value. That means whatever you can buy before, if you keep in gold, you still can buy the same thing.
Exactly. The first problem that I face and how public will actually help me to save by converting a portion into gold. And the second problem that I would like to introduce is the money leaking from savings. So what do I mean by that? So if you look at the picture on the left side where we see allocations such as retirement, a house, vacation, college, meaning that every month when we earn our salary, we put some savings into all these allocations, right? And then what happened, if you look at the picture on the right side, all these advertisements on our social media will come and knock on our head and asking, hey, Naresh, do you remember today is 10:10? Do you want to buy something or not? And then suddenly we receive advertisement on 11:11. Hey, Naresh, today is 11:11. You want to buy something or not? The other day you wanted to buy a pair of shoes, right? Today is on 20% discount. Buy lah, you know. And then 12:12 is another salary, another advertisement will come. Hey, Naresh, today is 12:12. Want to buy or not? So when we keep entertaining these advertisements, what happened is that we tend to spend our money lah, basically, right? So I'm actually a victim of this. I get advertisements after advertisements, and then I would say, oh yeah, I want to buy that pair of shoe lah, and it's quite emergency also because I want to buy that shoe, and today is 20% discount, and there's only 5 units left. So they create this urgency that if you don't buy today, you are losing money. Correct or not, Tuan?
Yes, yes. Actually, not only you, not only you, even in my house also. I used to receive Shopee, Shopee.
Okay.
So I mean, buying online is very easy, yeah.
Right now, right? So the next, next thing after we make all these expenses, right? I buy the pair of shoe, I buy the wallet, and then I buy the gadget. Then suddenly I realized that all the allocation is nicely there, but it's empty inside, right? And then I started asking myself, hey, I thought I have money, right? I save money, right? But then where is it? So, and then Jackie Chan also will scratch his head asking the same question. Hey, where is the money? I thought you save money. You talk so much about saving money, but then it's all empty, right? So this is where Public Gold actually can help me, has been helping me, where they have this flagship program. This flagship program is known as Gold Accumulation Program, or known as GAP in short. So if you can see the picture on the left side where you can see the hourglass. So the hourglass, if you just imagine, right, on the top side, people were just putting a cash, they were depositing cash. And then on the bottom part of the hourglass, you can see it's all gold bars and gold coins. So that's exactly what the GAP account is all about. So basically we are trying to allocate our savings, and then we convert these savings into gold. And then this gold, because the price will appreciate over time, the value is also protected. So that is the idea. And then if you look at the picture on the right side where you can see the word world first Sharia compliant gold and silver trading company. So this is actually a good news to my Muslim audience, where if you are particular when it comes to whether the processes that Public Gold goes through, are they following the regulation or not? The short answer is yes, they do, because they have all these certification to prove this. If you are interested to find the certification, is always accessible on the website. Correct or not, Tuan?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So here we are interested to know what are the benefits. Okay, so maybe Tuan can just press the next button. Yeah, so we can start as little as 100 ringgit. And so for Sing dollar, maybe we can start as little as, which is about $50 actually, yeah, right?
$50. I used to tell them to start with $50 to open a GAP account.
Yeah, then, I think $50 a lot, Tuan Suleiman?
It's not so. In fact, to be exact, 100 is good for Singaporean to start saving.
Actually, yeah, I also feel the same way because I've been working here in Singapore for 4 years. Even me, even though I'm not a Singaporean per se, but then even me, I can see that $100 Sing dollars is actually a decent amount of money. It's not something that will crunch my budget that I cannot do. I cannot do anything else. So I think it's a decent amount of money where everybody can try and start testing the system yourself. And it's 24/7, meaning that you can do the transaction 24/7, even on Saturday and Sunday also is available. And the GAP account that we initiate is backed by physical gold, meaning that whenever you wish to withdraw that gold bar, is always available for you to do so. And you can withdraw at any time through the portal that we are going to introduce to you. And then the next benefit is that, Tuan, if you can click, there is no monthly or annual fee incurred on this gap account. So Tuan, you have been doing this for 8 years. Have you seen any charges they incur on you because of this gap account?
No, no.
No, right?
No
Even
charges,
me,
no
yeah,
charges.
me also, I haven't seen any charges. In fact, they are telling me, I missed a couple of months for not doing this gap. I didn't top up for a couple of months, and they are okay. They didn't even send me a penalty fee or something like that, which is very flexible. And then if you want to withdraw, also minimum 1 gram of gold you can withdraw. And the next benefit one, and for the parents out there, if you want to start saving for your children's education, there is an opportunity for you. You can open a junior account where you can start saving for your children's education by using this gap account. So these are some of the benefits. And then who can benefit from this gap? So I personally started this gap account for my retirement fund. And then, so for the young adults out there, maybe you guys can consider to do this gap account for future commitments such as buying house or starting business. And then, like I mentioned earlier, parents out there, they can consider doing this junior account to save for children's education fund. So for business owners, can use this to roll business capital. And then for maybe you guys also want to go for pilgrimage, maybe 5 years, 10 years down the road. So you can start saving for the pilgrimage cost using this gap account. These are just some of the benefits, lah, Tuan. So there are
Yes,
so many
yes.
other benefits actually.
Correct. Actually, there are many benefit you can get from this account.
Right.
Okay.
So in this slide, basically, I just want to show you how does the graph of gold price looks like. So if you can see the name of the website, right, goldprice.org. So it's not a website that I created. It's a third-party website where everybody can go and look at the graph price, look at the gold price yourself. So here I just want to show you that over the long period of time, the gold price will go only one direction, which is up. So that's what I keep telling to my clients, to my prospects, saying that look at this graph and then you tell me whether will gold help you to save money or not. So the answer is definitely yes. That's what we can see over here. And then here, the strategy that I always tell to my clients is that the strategy is known as dollar cost averaging, meaning that we just consistently put $100 per month, and then whenever the gold price is high, you get a little lesser grams of gold, but then when the gold price drop, you get more grams of gold. So just by doing this consistently, we are actually averaging our gram price. So this is something that maybe Tuan, you want to share something from your experience?
This is the chart that you can average your buying gold. See,
yes.
So if you look at the chart, every time whether the price is high or low, if you maintain, I mean every time you get your paycheck or salary, every time you just buy $100.
Right.
Don't think about the price is high or low, because we are going to do is dollar cost averaging. So by doing that, so at the end of the day, we will getting the price is average price. Do you agree?
Yes, Tuan, that you have actually described it very well. So this is exactly the strategy that we need to do, whereby we just consistently deposit every month, and then the law of average will do its job. Okay, it's a wonder actually if you just do this consistently, and you will see the magic happening by itself.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, this is the summary of my presentation today, where if you look, there are 2 points on the left side and 2 points on the right side. So basically, the first point is money value is decreasing over time, which is the problem number one. And the solution, which is written at the bottom, by converting a portion of our savings into precious metal, is one way to solve this problem. And then if you look at the problem number two, which is on the right side, our savings keep leaking out of bank account. So the solution is that to set aside $100 or $100 in our gap account and just let it grow. And the law of average will do its magic, basically.
Exactly.
So here, some of you might be thinking, so how to start, Naresh and Tuan Haji? So how can I start? So you told me about this program, and then I want to start. So here, before you start, you have to first ask yourself, so what are the things that you are currently doing? You have to review your existing plans, maybe you already have some allocation, but then maybe you want to change your allocation strategy, maybe some in the form of cash and then some in the form of gold. So you can consider doing that. Or secondly, if you're listening about public gold for the first time, I highly encourage you to do your own reading. Now, just because these two people over here, we are talking about public gold, suddenly you want to say, okay, public gold is the best. I highly encourage you to do your own reading, do your own due diligence, because end of the day, it's your hard-earned money. You want to make sure that your hard-earned money is protected. That is the second thing that you can do. Or thirdly, you know about gold, you know about public gold, and then you want to start doing already. So you can contact the person who introduced you to this webinar, and you can consider asking more questions about the gap account, and you can start doing the law of averaging using the dollar cost averaging. So that is the basically the summary and the end of my topic, Tuan Haji.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Naresh. Okay, this is the book that we always recommend for those new who like to learn more, who like to get more knowledge about saving gold or investing gold. This is the book that we always recommend, Mr. Naresh. I
Yes,
think
exactly.
you also recommend this Wang Mas.
Definitely. Even I actually got to know about public gold through Wang Emas. So I highly recommend reading that book because it's really an eye opener.
Correct. So today I make an offer also. Okay, you can check the price with onegolddinar.com. Very good price. Very good price. Try to grab one lah. Okay. So this is our vision and mission, Mr. Naresh.
Yep.
Actually, we try to educate our citizen in Singapore to have 100 grams pure gold for each individual and to have 1 kilo for family. Yeah. So lastly, okay, we have our YouTube and Facebook. Do join us, follow our Facebook. Okay. I think Mr. Naresh, I think you are using the same name, right?
For my Facebook, actually, I'm using you can see the logo behind me, right? Diversify with gold. Yeah. So if you want to follow my content, I mean, I would highly suggest you to like the page Diversify with Gold. That's where I typically share all my content, and then also my videos are also posted over there.
That for the Facebook?
This is the Facebook page, Tuan Haji.
Sorry, for your YouTube.
For YouTube, also under the same name, exactly, under the same name. Okay. Yes.
So, guys, so please, you can share, you can like, you can comment our video so that we can improve more.
Yes.
So this is our first time. Maybe slowly we will improve our webinar. Okay. Yes. I think about 2:58 already.
Time really flies, Tanaji.
Yeah, Mr. Naresh, anything maybe you would like to share? Or is there any comment? Maybe hi from Gelang Serai. Okay. Hello, Mr. Naresh. Okay.
Yeah, there are people who are wishing us well. Thank you so much, Tuan Jalani. Thank you so much, Tuan Dasha Knight.
Oh, 5K, 10K, yeah.
And this is good new information for me actually. A fixed deposit for local bank is 5K, 10K, but for foreign bank 50K. I mean, this is not a small amount. Like just now we are talking about $100. If people are scratching their head for $100, then definitely they cannot do this fixed deposit.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So you must have 5,000 or 10,000 for the fixed deposit. Okay. Maybe we can wrap up. You have anything to say, Mr. Rani?
For my side, I just want to thank Tuan Haji again one more time for this opportunity. So I hope through this session we have given a brief introduction on why gold can be an alternative asset that you guys can consider. And if you need more information, definitely you can contact either Tuan Suleiman and also whoever that introduced you to this webinar. And we are by all means happy to share more information. But let's see if you are still maybe you do not want to do this, but you can share, or you know someone who are looking for ways on how they can protect their savings and they are asking about gold, for example, then you can also share about us to them. So by sharing good information to your circle of friends and family, you're doing a good deed also. So that is my my ending speech, and with that, thank you so much once again, Tuan Haji.
Yes, thank you so much, Naresh, for having with me today, sharing your experience and your thoughts. Okay, hopefully we will continue with this webinar. And to all my friends outside there, thank you for your support. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, inshallah next week we will have another person. Then maybe we go maybe turn by turn.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so to add to end this webinar. Okay, thank you very much. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.